Well, if I had me a woman who was big and fat, I'd jump up and down like an alley cat. If I had me a woman, if I had me a woman, if I had me a woman, I wouldn't be roaming around. If I had me a woman who was lean and tall, I'd lay down with her, crank a big wolf call. If I had me a woman, if I had me a woman, if I had me a woman, I wouldn't be roaming around. I'd stand on my head till I lost my breath, and I'd grab her and squeeze her half to death. If I had me a woman, if I had me a woman, if I had me a woman, I wouldn't be roaming around. Now if I had me a woman as skinny as a flea, I'd be happy as a monkey in a tree. If I had me a woman, if I had me a woman, if I had me a woman, I wouldn't be roaming around. Hi folks, Colin here, back with more rock and roll. Great to see you. We're going to have a look at Mac Curtis's fantastic tune, If I Had Me a Woman today. This was released in 1955 on King Records. It's one of the rockabilly standards. Everybody should know it, I think. It's pretty much in standard tuning if you've got a capo on the first fret, or you can tune up a half step. Personally, I just prefer to put a capo on. Now there's a very good version of Mac Curtis performing this live in Amsterdam with Phil Friendly and his band in, I think it was around 2011. I'll put a clip down, I'll put a link down to that in the description below so you can check that out. But this version is based on the original recorded version from 1955. Features some interesting Travis picking, nice little licks, nice little solo, not too hard. If you're interested in learning Travis picking, this would be a good one to start with. I'm going to break it down for you now, folks. Let's get rocking. Okay, this song's a 12-bar blues. It's got 3 chords and it's in the key of F, but because we've got a capo here, we're just going to use E, A and B7. And the first 4 bars, well the first 3 bars, he only plays the first beat in the bar, so he just plays like this. And then he plays all 4 beats like this. And all I'm doing is I'm hitting the bottom 2 strings of my E chord, nothing too fancy. Let me demonstrate. Well, if I had me a woman who was big and fat, I'd jump up and down like an alley cat. So that's kind of how it starts. Then it goes to the A chord. If I had me a woman, if I had me a woman, if I had me a woman, I wouldn't be roaming around. Now, what I tend to do is I put my pinky on the 2nd fret of the B on the last E chord. So we just continue with the next verse. If I had me a woman who was lean and tall, I'd lay down with her, crank a big wolf call. If I had me a woman, if I had me a woman, if I had me a woman, I wouldn't be roaming around. And that's pretty much all the chords you need, and I'm going to show you how to play the lead parts now. Okay folks, the first solo goes like this. So we're actually doing a little bit of Travis picking here now. I've not been Travis picking like this for quite a while, and my little fingers are getting a little bit sore, but anyway, it's worth persevering with because it's just good to have extra sort of skills available. So what we're going to do, we're actually playing out of that F chord, if you imagine. We're just going to play the top 3 strings. So that's 13, 13 on the top 2 strings and 14 on the G string. We're just sliding into that. Then we put our pinky onto the 16th fret on the high E. on and off. So put those together. Now we're going to play a little bit of Travis picking, so we're going to form an A7 chord. You're going to hit the A string, and the D and the E string at the same time. Like that. And hit the E string. So E, and B, and D. And E and A at the same time. And 5 on the E, D, 3 on the E, 5 on the B, and 2 on the D. Like that. Then come down to the E, and play open E, then D and E at the same time, open E, then 2 on the B, 2 on the D, then hammer on open to 1 on the G, and play the bottom E. So let's just do that bar. One more time. Moving on, high E, 2 on the D, 3 on the B, open E, high E, open, 2 on the D. Play those two bars together. One more time. And finally the B7 bar, we start on 2 on the A string. Then we play D and E at the same time. Move this finger down to the 2nd fret on the low E. Open B. 1 on the D. So just play that bar. One more time. Then we're going to move our pinky up to 3 on the high E and play the E and play the A. 1 on the D. Back down to 2 on the high E, 2 on the low E, open B, 1 on the D. So we put those two together. One more time. And back to our E riff that we've just learned. Now the good news is that those Travis licks just run through the whole song, so whenever you're playing an E or an A or a B7, just use those licks in each of those situations. So once you've learnt them, you can keep using them. Okay, the second solo is almost the same as the first solo, but the beginning of it is slightly different. So instead of doing the kind of F chord up here, we're going to play 6 on the B and open E at the same time. So it's like 5 from the position of the capo. Like that, and then back to the riffs that we've just learnt. Okay folks, that's it. Okay folks, that's it from me for another week. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Thanks very much for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. Give us a like, give us a share please, much appreciate it. Drop a comment. And if you're really serious about learning rock and roll, just visit the links below and check out my stuff. You can join one of my programs or buy a course or something like that. Get great feedback. We've got a lot of guys in the community all learning to play rock and roll and doing really well and transforming their playing, to be fair. Okay folks, that's it. See you next time. Keep rocking.